Hello, Jillski here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming at you with another process video using this sketch from Shamel.com and a bunch of Amy Tangerine products, mostly from Horizon Shine collection. So let's get started. That gray and black stripe is going to be my background paper. And when I looked at the sketch, I really had no idea how big those 4 pieces of pattern paper in the bottom left corner were supposed to be, so I kind of just eyeballed it. And I kind of messed around with the order here. And of course, I end up keeping the exact same order that I started with, naturally. So I really love this paper. I'll go ahead and list everything down in the description below, but I'm just kind of trying to figure out here which quadrant of the paper that I want to use. I want to make sure that I get a lot of the yellow and orange circles on the piece that I cut out. So I figure that out and get that cut down, and sorry about my head. It makes a lot of appearances in this video, and I didn't wash my hair, so there you go. Also in that orange one, the other side is a cut apart sheet, so I was figuring out what was where because I didn't want to cut up anything that I would use later. So today I am scrapping a picture of my son eating his dinner. He has started solids about a couple months ago, and he's only really eaten vegetables. So last night or the other night I had made him spinach for the first time, and so that's a picture of him eating it on the left, and then a picture of it soaking in ice water on the right. I just thought it was a cool picture. It's like bright green spinach. So I'm looking through the 6x6 pad there because I want to map those 2 photos, and I end up going with the black and white chevron pattern right there. So I go ahead and get those matted down after I figure out that yes, I want the picture of my son to stay on the left. So I adhere that to that piece of paper, and then I'm only going to mat it on 3 sides because these photos are going to overlap. So I don't want like an extra thing of pattern paper covering part of the photo on the right side. So I get that stuck down eventually, and just trim everything up so that it looks, you know, kind of like I put some effort into it. So then I take a part of the branding strip and I anchor my cluster in the top right corner onto that. I'm using the phrase "the best" from that 6x6 piece of paper. I'm going to put that on there. And then I also fussy cut this camera out from one of the 6x6 cut aparts. I'm not very good with my scissors, so I usually don't cut things like this out, but I figured how difficult could a rectangle be. So I just went for it, and it's really cute. I'm glad that I did it. And then the pink paper off to the left, I go ahead and cut those arrows out on the bottom. And that actually doesn't make it on the final layout, but it's going to stay up there for a little bit. So then I'm going to figure out, just the angles of everything there and get things taped down. So for the longest time on here, the photos were kind of at like a severe angle, and it actually bothers me the entire time that I watch this, but I end up fixing that at the very end. So I'm just kind of getting everything glued down in that cluster up at the top, and then I decide that I want to put some like foam dots underneath the camera to give it a little more dimension. So I get those stuck down, and then I move on my way. So then I'm going to go ahead and get the photos down. And then tape up some random pieces. I really wanted to use, there I am waving that little piece of wax paper around. as if to say, look, see, I'm using wax paper. So I'm using the Amy Tangerine +1 transparent stickers, and I really like them. And I have some trouble with them because they're transparent, and they're, I don't know, they're just, I'm used to using chipboard thickers, that's what I prefer, but I had some trouble with them. So I also decided that I wanted to put the photos up on some foam too. And I totally cannot take credit for this idea of using the scraps of the foam, like the pop dots. I saw that from some other YouTuber, and just kind of put it in my bag of tricks too. And I don't remember exactly who it was, so I'm sorry. And then I decided that that dark orange paper, it was just too dark for me, so I ended up switching it with those triangles. So I get that cut down and then trimmed a little more. Like I said, I'm just kind of eyeballing these layers here because I wasn't sure how big they were on this sketch. Alright, so that looks good. And then I go ahead and put my photos down and keep going. Okay, so then I come back to the title, and on that aqua piece of paper up at the top, okay, my title is Green Monster, which, let me just start by saying, as I think a trademarked thing. Like, there's a vegan blogger who, Angela Liddon, who I think trademarked that after she named her green smoothie Green Monster. Anyway, so I have to put that out there. The stickers on that aqua paper in the back, they just don't offer enough contrast, and the word kind of gets lost. So here I am thinking maybe I can put the sticker on some white cardstock, but like I said, I'm a terrible cutter with my scissors, and I didn't get like close enough in on the G, on the inside of the G, so I forego that. And then I wanted to use those Amy Tangerine thickers on the left that that are hanging out over there, but the chipboard thicker on top of the transparent word monster, it looked unbalanced and I didn't like it. So what I end up doing is I pull out this banner shape from one of the messy boxes from A Beautiful Mess, and I go ahead, and it's white with like a black dot pattern, and I go ahead and put the word green on that so that it doesn't get so lost on that aqua paper, and that's how I end up keeping it. So then I go ahead and get my journaling down. I usually write it out on, a scratch piece of paper or a notepad, just so I can see how much space it's going to take up. So after I get that down, I start going through my embellishments, and I honestly didn't use anything that I pulled out except for the banner piece and my homemade, my melted perler beads, and I'm passing off as enamel dots. So I didn't even show that. So then what I'm doing is taking black acrylic paint and splattering it all over the place. My son is a really messy eater, and so I kind of wanted to have a really messy splatters on my page. So I get the quote enamel dots down with some glossy accents, and that's when I call it done. So that's the final page, and I have some close-ups for you here. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is @Jilski, and I'll see you next time.